Then we have a great poet I discovered not so long ago, Adam Zagajewski, who's teaching at the University of Chicago. My professor friend and mentor Elaine Rawlings tells me. And this man is just probably one of the greatest poets that I've read who's living, a Polish poet. I feel like he's the reincarnation of Rilke. His writing is lucid, and his poetry is so tender and at the same time intellectual, and you could really be. It's a mystical experience. I recommend it. Probably my greatest influence on my fiction is Robert Musil. The Man Without Qualities is his opus. I've read volumes 1, 2, and 3. It is a fairly large book. It was meant to have a fourth volume as well, and he was just writing it after he published his first novel, Young Torless. He began in his 30s to write a gigantic novel, a masterpiece called The Man Without Qualities, which is both comic and tragic and a pitch-perfect picture of the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire at the beginning of the century. I have a... I'm not a... I chose not to go to graduate school for literature, even though I read graduate texts and I love literary theory, and my appetite goes much beyond the level of mere entertainment. I seek to understand and to even analyze. However, I believe that going to school in the United States for literature is confining. You won't find a lot of European classics in the classroom because we have a dogma of English literature that is it is confining, especially at the college level, but even at the graduate level. English departments have atrophied, in my opinion, into something that's not even English. But the canon is pretty small for what is available to us now. I know that is a wide, sweeping generalization, and I will be attacked on many, fronts. But, however, I have never been in I've never found a English class that was aware and even integrated text outside of the English tradition, unless it was particularly a global literature class. So, Chinese literature, that's my point, is very important to me. I think there's a treasure of Chinese literature out there that has not been looked at all in the classroom. Cao Zuqin, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. Story of the Stone, perhaps the greatest piece of Chinese literature ever written, multiple volumes. If Robert Musil's The Man Without Qualities is a masterpiece akin to Proust or James Joyce, The Story of the Stone far surpasses all of them. This is over 5,000 pages of writing. I mean, there are 5 volumes, and it follows the Chinese, the life of a Chinese family, and it gives such a comprehensive picture of life in China during the 1600s. You have all of the servants. You have the extended lineage, the grandmothers, the husbands, the wives, the aunts, the uncles. This stage is far and wide. It's a massive stage, and he paints this picture. He paints this picture in miniature. Every character developed, down to the servants. and the daily actions, the daily interactions of this society through the lens of this dynasty. It's a family that is royal, but it's not a royal family actually. It's under um, the royalty. It is at the whim of royalty, meaning it is the prince will eventually change, and this family will have suffer financial ruin, and it will not survive. But it shows the decadence of this time and the how China is going to be ruled soon by a foreign power. And finally, this just happens to be the last book, but a book in college I read and loved. I do have a passion for Latin American literature. Jose Donoso's The Obscene Bird of Night. If you haven't read this book, please go out and find it. This is a grotesque tale, a horror and multiple genres wrapped into one. It's the type of book that you read and it makes sense in a completely different language, and it takes a while to learn that language, but at the same time it is very engrossing, and I think the best word that suits it is grotesque. It is an utterly grotesque tale, and I highly recommend it. Well, that has been our 25 minutes today. I don't know if all these sessions will take 25 minutes. Maybe some will be shorter, some will be longer, as my podcasts are. But it's been really nice doing this. I feel more comfortable than I did at the beginning, and I hope to have a long relationship and a continuing practice, and I'll see you soon.